Good morning on this glorious, beautiful day in Boston. This week's Torah portion is Parshas Kiseitze, which literally means, Kiseitze means when you go out. And the portion begins by saying, Kiseitze la milchama al oyevecha, when you go out to war upon your enemies, unisonei Hashem aleikecha biyadecha, and God will deliver them in your hand, v'shavisa shivyoy, and you will conquer, you will capture captives. And the Torah directs the Jewish people how to go out to war, how to fight a war. Israel's been in a prolonged war for 2 years already, with tremendous challenges from within and from without, politically, physically, and so on. But yet, throughout all the turmoil, throughout all the challenges, every time that Israel raises its head high and does what it has to do, it's been tremendously successful. Just this past weekend, Israel, in one swoop, killed 20 of the leaders of the Houthi terrorists who've been firing ballistic missiles at Israel for 2 years already. Missiles that are indiscriminatory, and if Israel wouldn't shoot them down, they could kill and maim and injure hundreds of thousands of people. Now, the world says, well, you know, Israel knocks it down, so they didn't do the damage. Therefore, Israel is supposed to remain silent. But Israel recognizes that the world will not stand up for Israel. And Israel has only one person to rely on, Israel and Hashem. And Israel did this remarkable intelligence, and they got them all in one residential home. They thought they would cover up their meeting in a residential home, and Israel killed everyone. From the prime minister to defense, everybody was wiped out. The biggest blow they had in 2 years. And the same happened with Iran. It was just revealed this week that when Israel went to war with Iran in June, it was literally anticipating that Iran was going to throw thousands of ballistic missiles at Israel and overwhelm Israel's defense and, heaven forbid, kill tens of thousands of people. Israel struck first, and Israel wiped them out. This month, we have the UN meeting, where Great Britain and France and Belgium and Australia and Canada want to recognize a Palestinian state that pays terrorists for killing Jews, a Palestinian state that barely is ready to condemn October 7th. They want to recognize a state on our border without the legal rights to it that's literally determined to hurt Israel. So what's Israel's response? Israel's response has to be strong. Israel has to say, you know what? You want to recognize a Palestinian state? We're going to annex Judea and Samaria. Judea means Jewish. It's the history of the Jewish people for thousands of years. Israel has to stand strong. Israel has to be unequivocal. You see, the Baal Shem Tov asks a question. It says when you go out to war on your enemies. It should have said with your enemies. What does it mean, on your enemies? And the Baal Shem Tov says something very powerful. What the Torah is telling us is like this. When you go out to war, it has to be al oyevecha. You have to go upon your enemies. You have to know that al, above you, is God watching you. That you're fighting for a mission to preserve the Jewish people, to preserve the land of Israel that God gave us. You have to understand what's at stake here. You have to understand what you're trying to defend, and you have to understand the history and the destiny. And when you do that, when you go to war and you know that God is with you, and you know what you're fighting for, and you know what's at stake, then, says the Baal Shem Tov, God promises you that you will find deliverance, you will succeed. And you will not only succeed in winning your enemies, but you will capture captives. You will get more land, and you will get stronger and greater. There's no question that October 7th was a devastating day for the Jewish people, the worst day since the Holocaust. But there's also no question that since then, Israel has unequivocally set itself up as the only superpower in the Middle East. And Israel has made it clear to everyone, You could boycott us. You could BDS us. You could scream at the UN. You could terrorize people. But there will not go a time where someone will hurt a Jew or threaten a Jew that there won't be a response to it. And that's the message. The Torah tells us in this week's Torah portion, when you go out to war, it has to be Alo Yevecha. Go out with that strength, with that confidence. And then, when God will deliver them in your hands. It's high time that the Prime Minister of Israel takes the courage to finally finish off Hamas once and for all, totally and unequivocally. Ignore the noise, ignore the UN, ignore the haters, and finish it off, because that's the only way that we will be victorious. Have a great day.